Hey guys, welcome to this video. In today's video, we will be creating a one-on-one chat app using React and ZEGOCLOUD services. Let me show you the demo of the application. So here we have a card having logo of ZEGOCLOUD as this video is powered by ZEGOCLOUD. Now we have two users. If I log in with one and send a message, it will send it to another user. To check it, let me log in with the another user. We can see the message here. Let me give a reply. So it is visible here. So here we will be using ZEGOCLOUD services. ZEGOCLOUD has many services. We have already created a video for video calling app. So now we are gonna create a in-chat app using ZEGOCLOUD services. So let's get started. Now open your VS Code, go to your Chrome and search here for white React. Now click on this first link, scroll down and now copy this command and now paste it in your terminal. Here the project name will be same, the package name will be ZEGOChat, framework will be React and variant will be JavaScript. Then let's install the node packages here. So it will take some time. So for that, let's install the Tailwind CSS. Again in your Chrome, just search for tailwindcss.com and here click on get started. Select using white and now copy this command and now paste it in your terminal. Now after this, let's copy this import statement here and now go back and in your src, first remove the app.css as we don't need this file here. And now let's empty this index.css here. And now in your white.config.js, paste it here. Then after this, let's just copy this Tailwind plugin and let me put a comma here and now paste it here. Now after this, let's copy this import statement and now in your index.css, let's paste it here. Then after this, let's copy this h1 tag here. And now here in your app.jsx, let's remove this code and type here RAFCE. And now inside this div, let's paste it here. Change class to class name. Now after this, in your terminal, type here npm run dev. And now type here O and enter to open it in your browser. So here the Tailwind CSS is working fine. Now after this, now in another tab, let's search for React icons. Now after this, click on this link and now copy this command here and now paste it in your terminal. Now after this, let's close this here and now let's open our GitHub. The link is given in the description. So you can go to this directly from the given link in the description box. So here in your src, go to your, you need to download this assets here, that is the logo, this logo, and you can download it here. Then after this, let's go to your app.jsx and here let's just copy this import statements for the icons here. So let me just paste it here and in your terminal, let's type here npm run dev again. Now after this, let's see. So let me refresh it. It is working fine here. So now after this, let's copy these use states here. These are the multiple states we are gonna use for this file. So let's paste it here. So now after this, let's copy this whole return statement as it is the UI basics only. So let me just paste it here. So it is the UI part only. So it will contain all the things related to the UI. Now after this, let's see that let's import the use state hook here. So now it is imported here. Now after this, let's go in your Chrome and here search for ZEGOCLOUD. Now after this, let's click on this first link So this is the ZEGOCLOUD page here. That is the home page. And here we can see we have multiple services. We already created the video for the video app. So they have live streaming, and we will be creating this in chat app. So now let's create our in chat app. So click on this. So here we are gonna create it for our one-on-one chat. Here it has this group chat. Also it has multiple options. So it will have this user invitation and multiple things. So we are gonna create this for one-on-one chat here. So now here we have two ways, that is the UI kit, which we have already used previously, and the SDK. So now here let me just sign up here first. So we will be gonna sign up using our Google. So let me just sign up using Google here. After signing up, it will take you to your dashboard page here. Now here, as you can see, we have to fill this form here. So let me just fill the form here. And now here you will get 10,000 free trial, that is 10,000 minutes for the free trial, and it will expire after 1 month. So click on go to dashboard, and now it will take some time here. Now after this, let's click on this create your first project, and here as you can see it provides us multiple services. So here we are gonna create our app for the in-chat app, that is in-app chat, and now click on next. Now let's give our project a name, that is ZEGO Chat App, and click on continue. Now after clicking the continue, it will start creating our project. So here it will take some time for the creation of our project. So let's wait till then. Now after the creation is completed, it will take 5 seconds, and after this it will redirect you to my projects page. Now it will show that it is creating. So let's wait here. Now after this, let's click on this project. Now here you will get your app ID here, and the status it will show that it is a testing. Now after this, click on service management. Here we have to activate our in-app chat. So click on it, and here to activate, click on activate here, and now click on ready to activate button. So again it will take some time here. So it will show you that this message, and it will take some time. So let's wait till then. Now after this, it will show you this page here, that it will show you that is the maximum number of rooms you can create, the group members, the user friends, and many more things here. You can read it on the documentation page here, and here you will, in your documentation, you can read the documentation for the in-app chat here. So now here let's select it for our web. So now after selecting it, you can see the overview of this. Then in your basic concept, you can check and read it for the basic concept here, and for the sample code you will get this sample code here. Now after this, let's go back here, and in your project information, let's generate the temporary token for 2 users. So let me create first for Hexa. So let's copy this temporary token here. So it will give you a temporary token that will expire in 24 hours. So here we will use this Zim instance, and this user info will store the user. Then this message will store the messages. This select a user, you will store the user that is logged in, and this login card will show you the logins here. So let's type here const app ID, then it will be equals to, so let me just go and copy the app ID. So here we have to copy this app ID, and let's paste it here. Then after this, again let's refresh it here. So it shows that ZEGO logo is not defined. Okay, so first we have to import this ZEGO logo here. So type here import, then type here ZEGO logo from, then let's type here the path, that is /assets/ ZEGOLogo.png. So here, once I click it here, it will show you the image here. And now after this, let's type here const, then type here tokens ref is equals to use ref hook. And now inside this, let's type here hexa and let's paste this the token that we have just copied here. Now after pasting this token here for hexa, let me put a comma here. And now for the second user, that is our gone. So here let's go back here, and now let's click on generate again, and this time it will be for gone and generate the token here. So let's copy this token again, and now inside this paste it here. So now we have created our tokens that will expire in 24 hours. So now after this, let's go to our client SDK, and for the SDK click on this and copy this command here. And now let's cancel this and paste it here for the installation. And now let's close this. Now after this, let's again type here npm run dev, and let me just refresh it here. So now it will show you the error that is coming from the below. So let's type here const selected user ref is equals to use ref hook. And now inside this, just type here the selected user, that is it will store the selected user. Then type here const message end ref is equals to again a use ref hook, or just use ref hook, and inside this just type the value null. Now after this, create a use effect hook, and inside this create a arrow function. And now type here selected user ref dot current method is equals to selected user. So the selected user reference will be coming from the selected user, and it will be selected user will be passed here. Then after this, let's create a use effect hook. So this time the use effect hook is for the send and receive messages. So now type here use effect hook and create an arrow function. And now inside this type here const instance is equals to zim. And now this zim is imported from our Zego Zim web. So here, let me just show you this. So here in send and receive messages, here you can see this line import zim from Zego Zim web. And now we are gonna set up this whole thing for our send and receive messages. So here, after this, type here dot create method of this zim and type here app id. So it will create it using our app id here. Then after this instance, let's type here set sim instance. It will store these instance here. Then after this, type here instance dot on method. So it will on error. Then put a comma, type here a function, and inside this function type here zim. Then after this, put a comma and type here error info. Now after this, this is coming from this line, that is the setup for the listening the callback function. So type here console.error, and now inside this just type here zim error. And now let's put a comma and pass the error info here. Then after this, type here set error, and inside this let's type here backtick and type here zim error. Then let's after this type here error info will be dot code will be passed here minus, then dollar again, and it will be error info dot message. Then after this instance, let's go back here, and now let's create our this connection state change here. So let's type here instance dot on, and now this time it will be connection state change comma function. And now inside this type here zim comma state comma event. So we'll be taking these inputs, and now inside this type here console.log, and here we'll be logging our connection state change comma state comma event. Now after this, let's go back and let's create a function for peer message. So type here instance.on and it will be done on peer message received. Then put a comma and type here a function, and inside this type here zim, then put a comma and type here the message list. And now let's type here const received message is equals to message list dot map function. And now inside this type here message, and now create an arrow function. And now inside this type here dot 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 message, put a comma and type here status, and status it will be delivered. Then after this we will be taking a timestamp here, so it will be message dot timestamp, or it will be date dot now, so it will give you the current date for this timestamp. Then after this type here set message text, or just type here set messages here, so it will set the messages as previous, create an arrow function. And now inside this type here dot 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 previous, now put a comma and type here dot 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 as received messages. Now after creating this instance, now let's create instance dot on, and this time it will be for token will expire. So this is our token will expire function here. So now after this let's put a comma and type here function. And now after this type here zim comma, and let's type here second. And now after this type here console.log, and it will be token will expire in. And now after this put a comma and type here seconds, and then comma and type here seconds minus renewing. So it will show you this on console. Then after this type here const current user, so it will be cur user, and type here selected user reference dot current. Then after this type here const new token is equals to, then it will be token ref dot current, and inside this pass here the current user, so it will create the user for the current user. Then if not new token found, if the new token isn't found, then it will console dot error, and it will show that no token available or no token is found here. So we don't need to change it to error, make it warn. So it will give us the warning that no token is available for this particular user, and it will pass the current user here. Then it will return the error or the warn message here. Then type here zim, then type here dot renew token, so it will renew the token using the token new token. And now after this type here dot then method, inside this create a arrow function, and now type here console.log, and inside this type here token renew successfully, so it will renew the token here and pass the current user. In catch block, in case of any error, we will be catching here, so create the arrow function and type here console.error, and here it will be renewing token failed, so it will fail. In case of the failure, it will pass the error here. Then type here set error, and this time the error will be token. Let me just give it as a backtick here. So type here token renewal failed, and now inside this put a comma and let's pass here the error dot message, so it will pass this message here. Okay, so let's close this backtick here. So now it is working fine here. So now after creating this, you can read for these things in details from this. And now after this, let's create this function for the login here, that is zim.login. So first let's type here return, and now inside this return create a arrow function and create a try catch block, and inside this catch block just type here e. And now in try block let's type here instance dot destroy, so it will destroy this instance after 24 hours. Then let's type here in case of the error, it will fail silently, that it will not show anything if in case it's get failed here. Then let's call the set zim instance as null. Then okay, we need to remove this bracket here, and now cut this bracket here and paste this bracket right here. Now put a comma here and let's type here app ID. So now we have completed it here. Then after this create another use effect hook and create an arrow function. Now type here if message end ref dot current. So type here message end ref dot current dot scroll into view will be behavior here, it will be smooth. So the message ending will become smooth for the scrolling each time we scroll for the message here. Now after this, let's create our login function. So let's type here const handle login is equals to and create an arrow function and type here const info is equals to, and now for this info, as you can see here, we will be using these info here. So let's type here user ID, it will be selected user. Then after this, let's type here user name, here it will be selected user. Then after this, type here set user info, and inside this just type here info. So it will set the user info as info. Then type here const login token is equals to token ref dot current, and inside this let's give the selected user here. So it will get the token of the selected user here. If zip instance is not found, in that case just type a console.error, and now inside this error we will be typing here zim instance is not ready yet. So if the zim instance is not ready or not found, it will show you this. Then type here set error, it will show that zim instance is not ready. Now after this, it will return the error here. Then after this, let's type here set is logged in, it will be true. Then after this, type here set error and it will become null. Now after this, type here zim instance dot, let me type here dot login, and inside this we will be passing the info, then we will be passing the login token. So here these two things are coming from this line, that is we will be taking the user ID and config here. So in config we store these things, so we have done this here. Then after this, type here dot then method and now create an function here, and now inside this function let's type here first, let's change this to set login in will be true. Then let's type here set user set is logged in will be true. Then after this, type here set is logging in will become false here. So it will set in logged in as true as the user is logged in, and login in will become false, and set show login card will become false. Then console.log, it will log that login successful. So after this, the login will be successful, and now it will pass the info.user ID here. Now after this, in case of any error, we will be catching the error for the function error, and then after this, type here console.error, and now inside this just type here login failed. So it will show the login will be failed here. Then pass the error here. Then after this, type here set error. Now type here set is login in will false, and now type here set error, and inside this let's type here login failed. Then let's pass this error here as let me just make it again a backtick here, and let me close this backtick here. Then let's type here error dot message here, or it will be error dot code. Now after this type here if error dot code is equals to this number, or it will be error dot message is equals to dot includes, so it will include the token in this error. Then in that case let's type here set error, and the set error here it will be invalid token. Now after this type here const handle send message, then create an arrow function here. Now type here if not found is logged in, or not found Zim instance, then in that case just type a console.warn, and here we will be giving a warning that is not logged in. Then after this, or Zim instance is not ready, that is it is missing or it is not ready, then in that case it will just set error. So in this it will set the error that you must logged in first. Then after this let's return the error here. Now after this let's type here if the message text dot trim method, if the message text dot trim is not found, it will return again here. Then type here const to conversation id is equals to selected user, now is equals to hexa. Then in that case it will be gone, that is it will send the conversation to gone, else it will send it to hexa. Then type here const conversation type is equals to 0. Then now type here const config is equals to, now here we have to set the priority as 1. Then type here const message text object is equals to, inside this we will be defining the type of this message type, it will be 1. Then message here it will say the message text will be here, pass here, and type here extend data, it will be empty. Now these things we are using, let me scroll down here first. Now after scrolling down here we can see this message priority setting here and message text object here. Now here you can see this zim.destroy, so it will destroy the Zim SDK instance. Now after this type here const temp message, that is it will store the message as a temporary message, so type here message, and inside this type here message text will be passed here. Then send a user id will store the selected user. Then after this let's type here timestamp, and now give a timestamp that is the select date dot now function, and it will store the date dot now for our temp message. Then the status of this message it will be sending. Now we have created our temp message. Then after this type here set messages, and it will be our previous, then create a arrow function. Now inside this type here dot previous, now put a comma, type here temp message, then type here select sending status, and it will show the status as sending here. Then after this type here set message text will be empty. Now we have created this also, so here we have created this, so we are gonna create the Zim instance for this message. So type here Zim instance dot send message, so here type here message text object, then put a comma, type here to conversation id, then after this type here conversation type here, then put a comma and type here config. Now type here dot then method, and now inside this create a function, and inside this function type here message here, and now inside this type here set message text, or just type here set messages, and it will set the message as previous. Now create an arrow function and type here previous dot map function, and inside this map we will be mapping our message, create an arrow function and type here message dot timestamp is equals to temporary message dot timestamp. If both the message timestamp is equals, then in that case it will be dot 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 message, put a comma and type here status, it will be sent. So if both the timestamp matches, it will show the status as sent, and timestamp will store that is the message dot timestamp, or it will store the temporary message dot timestamp. It can store either of them. So now after this, in else case, it will store the message here. Now after this, as you can see on our Chrome, it is working fine here. So let me just log in here. So it shows that token ref.current is not a function. Okay, at line number 107, here we have to make it as an array. We have to take a selected user as an array. So here let me log in here. So we are getting logged in here. So okay, let me just refresh it again. So after this, let's type here set selected sending status, and inside this sending status it will show the status as sent. Then type as set timeout, and now inside this create an arrow function and type here set sending status, it will be null, and now put a comma and type here 1000, that it will take only 1 second to send this status. Then dot then method, and inside this, or just type here dot catch, we have already created the then method. Now type here function, and inside this pass the error here, and now type here console dot error, and now here it will be send message failed, or it will show this send message error, and type here error here. Then type here set error, and it will be setting the error as failed to send message. Now after this, put a comma and type here the message, that is error dot message. Now again we have to make it as a backtick. Let me just remove this backtick from here, and now it is working fine here. So now we have created our sending message function here. Now again copy and paste it here, and now remove this message here, it got failed here, and here for this timestamp, remove this timestamp, and the status, it will become the failed. And now here type here dot 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 and type here temporary temp message will be passed here only. Now let's copy these two lines here again, and now after this let's paste it here. Now again the set sending message will become failed, and it will show this error in 3 seconds. Now after this, let's create another function, that is handle key press is equals to pass an event and create an arrow function. Go to your GitHub, the link is given below again. So let me just copy this function here, and now let me just paste it here. Now we have created this. Then after this, let's create another function for the timestamp. So let me just paste it here. Now after this, let's create a function, that is const handle logout is equals to, now create an arrow function here. So here let's type here if Zim instance and is logged in, then in that case it will be Zim instance dot logout, and now type here set is logged in will be failed. Then type here set user info, and it will become null. So after login, after logout, the user info will become null. Then after this, type here set messages, here it will become empty array, and then set show login card will become true, and inside this set error, just type here it will become null. So after this handle logout, let me type here and here. So after this handle logout, let's go back to this and let's copy this status here. So let me just paste it here, and here let me refresh it, and now let me log in it here. Now after login, let me just send a message here, that is hi. Now after logout here, let me log in with gone, and it will show you the message as hi. Now Now here this hexa is coming from this get receipt name. Now after this log out and let me reply it by saying hello. Now in hexa, once I log in it here, so it will show the status as hello. Now after this, again let me type here how are you. Once it gets sent here in gone, you will be seeing how are you here. So now this is all working fine here. Let me close all this here and let me open this localhost again here. And now once I log in as gone, it will show you all the messages present here. Now, so this is working all fine. So this is all. Stay tuned for more and thanks for watching.